Hi, wrestling fans. Thanks for clicking on the dreaded... Oh, maybe I ought to stand up, huh? Try it this way. See if I don't... Make sure I don't fall over, though. Anyway, Miss Testmocker, by the way, stated on her Twitter that she's shooting a pilot episode for her reality show. No any more details on it except that. The Blueprint, Matt Morgan, he's going to be guest starring on the premiere episode of CMT Made tonight at 10 o'clock. If you want to catch it, that's Eastern Standard Time. Birthdays to former USWA and SMW heavyweight champion Buddy Landell, 50 years old, two-time chick fighter winner, cheerleader Melissa, remember her? 29 years old, and former TNA World X Cup wrestler Mango looks like 27. Angelina Love stated on her Twitter her dream opponent would be, and she revealed it to be Alita. Rather Alita. My fault, I'm reading on down too far. Is Trish Stratus. She said she'd like to see a Canadian versus Canadian. Said seven-time WWE World Champion has indicated numerous times in recent years that she's been keeping up with the TNA product. However, she hasn't yet to state whether she would join the promotion, and she has attended her first TNA live event, I guess this past June, which took place near her residence up in Toronto, Ontario. She later indicated on her Twitter that Mickie James, Tara, and Winter slept over at her house. My God, what a slumber party that would be. Ooh. Kevin Eck, who announced last Wednesday, and I mentioned it too, that he was leaving his job as sports content editor and professional wrestler blogger at the Baltimore Sun to become a member of the WWE creative team, officially starts with the entertainment organization on August 29th. Kmart's running a promotion where customers receive a free WWE Fathead with purchase of a $30 or more WWE merchandise. And according to a promoter who reached out to Melina Perez, or just Melina, to book her for an independent wrestling event, the former WWE Divas representative is asking for $3,000 for an appearance, as well as first class travel and hotel accommodations. I can do the hotel accommodations. My place. Former WWE star Rikishi, he's launched a page on Facebook, and it's facebook.com/TheRealRikishi. And hey, now I mentioned this on the info line I got, which in case you ever wanted to call us, 317-335 4688. I gotta do that. But anyway, I mentioned this on here. I had a lot of response. Since we can't mention around WWE anyway, Chris Benoit, I wanted to find out what your thoughts were on what happened. Was it, you think steroids caused it? Do you think the wrestling pressure, wrestling and the dates and stuff, staying in shape and stuff, caused that to happen? Do you think maybe he was just blacked out and did that? And or do you think the wife caused it? Just what do you think really caused that to happen? Or was it multiple concussions? Just kind of wondered what your thought was. Leave it on the comments if you want, so other people can read it too. And there was a conspiracy going around that Kevin Sullivan did it. Leave that on there if you want. Hey, former TNA Lockout Alicia Flash celebrates her 29th birthday today, and she continues to compete in numerous independent promotions after parting ways with TNA last year. It was pointed out after Monday's Raw that Jim Ross seemed like he was a third wheel on commentary during the show. Anyway, Ross kept off of SummerSlam also, not speaking much. They wanted somebody on SummerSlam from SmackDown. That's why they had Booker T on there. Anyway, he's not speaking much on Raw, and having his hat stomped on by Dolph Ziggler was noted by a few people backstage. They mad at him. During a commercial break, during the Rey Mysterio versus Alberto Del Rio, which I thought was a great match on Raw last Monday, Rey was limping around the ring while Del Rio worked the crowd. Fans in attendance noted Rey's knee was clearly hurting. Rey was trying to move his knee around and talk to with WWE crew members at ringside. The fans in attendance said it looked like Rey was trying to see if he could continue They came back from the commercial, and WWE ended up going with the injury angle after Del Rio, attacked Ray during the commercial. But anyway, after Raw, Cena and CM Punk were ending the show with Del Rio and Ricardo Rodriguez, Mysterio was getting looked at by WWE trainers at ringside. Trainers looked at Ray for over 5 minutes as Cena and Punk closed the show, and according to fans in attendance, Ray was finally helped to the back by WWE trainer and referee. So maybe he did a little bit of one. He wanted to get this match in, but maybe he did one too many matches. I hope he didn't do more damage to his knee. I'd like to see some more of those matches. Independent wrestler Joey Ryan lost to Bo Rotundo in dark match before last night's WWE tapings in Bakersfield, California. Ryan noted the following on the Twitter account after the match, that he really enjoyed the match with Rotundo and felt like we had chemistry despite never wrestling before. Thanks to, says Scott Armstrong too. There was an off-camera segment last night at WWE SmackDown taping where WWE Champion Alberto was insulting the crowd at Bakersfield. This brought out the WWE COO, Triple H, ran down to the ring and announced Del Rio and Christian versus Randy Orton and Sheamus in a dark match. The segment ended with Triple H hitting the pedigree on Rodriguez. Dark match saw another dark match. Was the main event was Orton and Sheamus defeating Del Rio and Christian. Foley noted on his Twitter that he's looking to get his first haircut in many years soon and donate his locks to charity. And if he does that, they may bring it back and put it back on his head. This is about as bad as mine. Anyway, officials at Valley View Casino Center told TMZ that they were pranked by someone who let a white mouse run across the floor as John Cena was cutting a promo on Del Rio at the end of Monday's Raw. And they added that someone brought the mouse in from a store, and they do not have an in-house rodent problem, so get over it. Jim Ross wrote, following on his Twitter account about Steve Austin DVD. He was talking about they was up late, and his 4 DVD collection set is a must-see coming out late in November. He says, what a career. FCW has re-added the profiles of Cameron Lynn, Ariana Andrews from Tough Enough, and Kaylee Turner and Christina from Tough Enough back on their roster page. Let's see, dark match. I already got you that. Let's see, August 10th, WWE filed the trademark terms of Future Endeavored, and Mr. Future Endeavor, which is going to be somebody that's just on the way out. They're going to be called Future Mr. Endeavor. I can bet that. Maxine, by the way, who appeared as a contestant on the 3rd season of NXT, resurfaced on tonight's episode. The program kicked off with Hornswoggle proposing to AJ as he got down on one knee, which I don't know how he did that, and gave her a candy ring. Derek Bateman interrupted the proceedings and argues with Hornswoggle's protege, Titus O'Neil. They got him a job to do. And Hornswoggle and O'Neil chased Bateman to the backstage area, leaving AJ alone in the ring. Maxine then came out, jumped AJ from behind, laying her out, which I think is what Hornswoggle wanted to do. Anyway, Bateman later accompanied Maxine to the match against Titus O'Neil, revealed that she is his girlfriend as well as his love of life. Maxine then spoke and said Hornswoggle can't handle a real woman like her. I tend to agree. Anyway, she ended up interfering on Bateman's behalf, grabbed O'Neill's foot and went on that way. By the way, Kevin Nash has advertised the Wrestle TNA star Scott Steiner at a UCW's event, September to Remember event, August 31st. Thanks for clicking, you guys. I gotta go.